Now to some developments out of China. The State Department says a U.S. government employee is blocked from leaving the country due to an exit ban, and he's not the only one. An Atlanta-based managing director at Wells Fargo is also being held in China. I want to bring in CBS News Intelligence and national security reporter Olivia Gazis, who's reporting from Washington this morning for us. So this is really interesting, Olivia. What do we know about this exit ban that China is issuing on these Americans, and why is it happening now?
Yeah, Vlad, this appears to be a troubling set of escalatory moves by China. As you say, there are two cases of interest right now to the U.S. In the case of this Wells Fargo employee, Chen Yumao, she was born in Shanghai but has been working out of Atlanta here in the U.S. And Chinese authorities have said she's subject to an exit ban because they claim she's part of a criminal investigation. They've provided no details as to what it was about or whether she's the target of that investigation. But in the meantime, Wells Fargo said it's tracking the case and it's suspending all of its executives' travel to China while this unfolds. News of her detention came amid this other case involving an American citizen. The State Department confirmed yesterday that a U.S. Patent and Trademark Office employee who was traveling to China in a personal capacity was also made subject to an exit ban. China has said that that's because he didn't disclose on his paperwork, essentially, that he is a government employee. We don't currently have more information than that. The State Department said that they're working closely with Chinese officials to resolve the matter. And it is worth noting that they warn U.S. citizens China is a level 2 travel country because of this risk of apparently arbitrary enforcement of local laws that can result in exit bans. Vlad, one of the most provocative things a country can do is detain the citizen of another country. So if this isn't resolved quickly, these already high tensions with Beijing could really spike.
All right. Let me also pivot to this, Olivia. The Trump administration has released thousands of files from the 1968 assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Now, they did this despite opposition from the King family. A lot of people online are suggesting that this is a way to distract from the Epstein files, which is really what people want to see. In fact, as you know, one of Dr. King's daughters, Bernice King, did tweet a photo of her father with the caption, "Now do Epstein." But talk about why Secretary of State Marco Rubio has been involved in this. And what are we learning from these files?
Sure. So the first part first, you know, Vlad, Marco Rubio wears many hats these days, serving as interim national security advisor, Secretary of State, and his involvement here has to do with his additional role as acting U.S. archivist. The files were posted yesterday to the website of the National Archives. This was a multi-agency effort to digitize and declassify what officials said were hundreds of thousands of pages of documents related to Dr. King's assassination. Historians and journalists are still combing through them for major revelations. We know among the contents are details related to the leads that the FBI was following in the immediate aftermath of the 1968 assassination. And as you say, they were released over the objections of the King family, who acknowledged that there's lots of high public interest in what is in these files, in the government's actions, in the details of Dr. King's life, but they have been pleading that that the information contained here is viewed in a considerate historical context. This declassification is part of a series that the Trump administration has carried out. The president personally has called for. His director of national intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, is executing. As you say, it's not exactly clear why all of them were released now and so suddenly, possibly as part of a diversion from other headlines.
Indeed. All right. Olivia Gazis, as always, great to talk to you, my friend. Thank you.
Thank you, Vlad.